Welcome back, everybody, to Bout Du Monde. We are fast forwarding through the night. I did a little bit of work off screen, which was blanketing the silo. I finished gathering up the grass on field 18, and yeah, it was just a little bit, I'm not sure what happened there to the footage, but anyway, that field is done. And we need to reassess what the heck we are doing because I am lost. Yeah, so while we're fast forwarding through the night, pretending to sleep, we will look at stuff. So, what do we got? We still need to do more grass because that is not enough to last us all year. We need to do some hay for the cows. The cows are actually out of they're almost out of hay, so we need to give them a bale before we proceed on with the day. And the pigs are out of corn and wheat and barley, but they do have some canola, sunflower, soybeans, so they have some protein. I don't think they'll starve, but we're probably gonna have to buy them some more pig food. That's not gonna last long enough. So baling hay and feeding the cows animal food and silo pits. Okay, but it is daytime, 5 o'clock. Let's slow down to, there we go. Yeah, so I'll talk about my steering wheel while I am going. What do I want to do? This is Fritz, and Fritz, where did I leave the mower? Let's hop in Fritz, and okay, so I got the windrower over here on Jackie. This is the field we just finished up. Fritz, where did I put the mower? I think I put it away. So yeah, as I was saying, one second, I'm gonna have to turn down my volume a little bit. That is a little loud. One thing that I don't know what is wrong, but my steering wheel does not work with my new computer for some reason. The input's recognized by Windows. I see it in the log by Farming Simulator. It is starting up, but for some reason, it just is not wanting to run. So that's a little bit confusing. It's just like it's not detected in the game. And yes, I did check, in case you're wondering, I did check to make sure that it was enabled from the game menu inside Farming Simulator. And it still just doesn't want to run. Alright, we are negative money. This is kind of scary. Oh, wait a minute. Where is... Okay. So... Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay, so... Sorry, I'll spit out my thought here instead of keeping you wondering, stuttering along. I did weed when... I don't think that was on camera, so if we go to fertilized, I weeded all of our wheat fields, so I think that is the... I don't know if it's the second or the third. Anyway, we'll figure that out later. But the cornfields I could not weed because they did not progress yet with a growth stage. Because I planted them way too early and the soil temperature is still not above 50. Which is, well, I mean, it's late spring, you know. I guess that's the equivalent of April. Sometimes we plant late April, early May. So that's fine. What am I doing? I need to get the mower because we need more stuff to feed the animals with. Alright. We're gonna... Well, should I mow really before I'm ready? Because, like I said, I do need to feed the piggies some pig feed. Maybe it's a better idea to do that first. That way that's done and taken care of, because if that hits nighttime, they just might starve. I'm not too sure about that. There's my beautiful bale trailer. Darn it, I thought I left that at the store. Okay, well, that's kind of a bummer. I thought that was actually over by the store. I was going to just pick up a few things of pig food and feed the pigs real quick. But since that's not an option, maybe I'll just mow. I think I'll just mow. Alright. let's get that activated so I can get a nice, beautiful shot there. We'll unfold the mower. Okay, so now let me remember how to do this. The first pass, I forget the YouTuber's name that recommended this, but this is the right way to mow, or at least how he mowed. Why isn't it turning on? Okay. Why is it not turning on? Whoops. Oh, wow. So I copy and pasted my side panel input tab, and that didn't work either. But my side panel works, but my wheel doesn't? That's weird. Anyway, why isn't it turning on? What am I not thinking of? The mower. Anyone? Oh, I could have sworn I had the... I could have sworn I put that there. I saw something yellow there. I assumed that was the PTO engaged. Well, that's why I couldn't turn it on. Anyway, so back to what the Modelisher, I'm not sure how to pronounce his name. I remember who it was, but he said the first pass is done along the fence. So that way you don't accidentally get too close to something and break the mower before the job has even really started. And the other thing that he said is typically the grass next to the fence is the worst quality grass, which makes sense. I mean, that's the same as, you know, crops at the edge of a field. The end rows just are never the greatest. So typically you mow around that first. That way you don't damage anything, and also it sets a good line. And also, he did mention, and now I don't know anything about mowers in real life, but apparently there's this thing called the disc mower. It's like, you know, it's amazing how much I can know about corn and soybeans, but nothing about other aspects. Anyway, apparently disc mowers have no trouble picking up grass that is ran over, that is, you know, mashed down by the tires of the tractor. Apparently the older ones used to have a big problem with that, and what he was saying is, you know, if you have to... I'm doing it wrong. Wait a minute. This is not what he said to do. But I can get a little bit closer to the fence there without being in too much danger. Alright. I think that's the last pass. I should be doing this. Okay, so what he said, I should be doing this the very last pass of the field, not right now. Oh, yep. See, that's why you don't do it now. Okay, let's just go back to doing what he said. I don't know why I thought I could turn around back there. That just doesn't make sense. Let's just keep mowing in a circle is basically what we need to do. I think that's basically what he said he did. Sometimes he would, you know, when there's enough room, then he cuts and starts, you know, going back and forth, but I don't know why I thought I could turn around and mow the other way. That's just not the way it works. Stupid. Alright, we're having some fun here today. That's why I mow around some S-curves. What else? So I've been working on a more realistic edit of the Broken, I forget the name, the brand name. It's the same brand as the bale trailer we have. I've been working on the animal trailer, and that animal trailer should serve us better than the one that's typically pulled by a semi and dolly, just because it helps put a little bit of weight on the back engine of the tires. I really should do a video on editing the conversion for more realistic mod. Most of you guys seem to really like the more realistic mod, and I'm sure you probably have mods yourself that you might want to convert. Maybe I'll work on that later tonight, but yeah, we'll see. We shall see. hopefully the soil temperature gets above 50 today so the corn and soybeans germinate. You know, let's kind of straighten out that ugliness. Oh man, I miss my steering wheel so much. You just don't realize how nice something is until you don't have it. Alright, let's do a backup here, so we can kind of keep our corners nice and square. They're starting to get a little ugly. I'm afraid this video is going to be, you know, I say that I stream every, well, not stream, record new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday is the goal at least. And I do try to keep to that, so I do thank you for your patience in waiting while I was down a little bit. But I do think you'll be much happier with this improved audio quality. We're much better here equipped to be able to record and play. I don't think I explained really what happened. Basically, I bought a Razer Blade laptop, which is amazing. It's got a 1060 in there, and it did exactly what I wanted. I sold off my desktop with an i7 and an MSI 1080, you know, by NVIDIA, and I thought that because I was, you know, had to use my laptop a lot for gaming, I thought it was exactly what I wanted. Unfortunately, I never figured I would be recording and being a YouTuber, so basically the laptop just doesn't cut it for that, and I still have that laptop. It's a great laptop, but I bought basically the same system that I used to have, only it's an EVGA 1080 instead of a MSI. And I do have a better motherboard and a 7th generation i7 instead of, I think I had 5th generation i7 processor, so a slight upgrade, 32 gigabytes RAM instead of only 20 or 16 that I had before. So I got some better specs, but oh yeah, I also splurged and got a water cooler for the heatsink by Corsair. It's the Corsair, what's it, like H100 V2i, something like that. I think those numbers are correct, they're just not in the right order. Anyway, yeah, so I was able to overclock this sucker to 5 gigahertz, and that really helps my processing, editing time like that. And after much debate and trying to figure things out, I think I just decided to record with Shadowplay. I've been using DxTory and OBS, and I just haven't had as good results. It seems to... Actually, I really love OBS, but the biggest problem is I cannot record with anti-aliasing on. It records it as a black screen. There's absolutely no video at all. As soon as I turn anti-aliasing off, it records just fine. But then you have, you know, like that curve, for example, anti-aliasing, in case you don't know it, it smooths out the diagonals, so it makes that surface. Without anti-aliasing, you will almost notice a diagonal, not diagonal, it'd be like triangle, it'd be like a wavy up and down, or it would be like a stair step. That's a better way to describe it. The curved part on the engine there, it would look more like a stair step. And actually, if you turn off anti-aliasing, you actually notice how much of a difference it makes. And I just could not play like that. So that kind of threw OBS out. I did read that some people, you can use the NVIDIA codec, what is that, NVT, whatever that codec is that Shadowplay uses, you can actually input that into OBS and record with OBS, but I took a frame rate hit when I did that, and even though the computer still has more than enough juice to do that, I don't like the idea of wasted resources. Maybe it's from being on a submarine for 6 years, but I just didn't really like that. So I decided to just use Shadowplay since I am not streaming. If I was streaming on Twitch, I would have to make OBS work because you do need those extra features, but for just recording, Shadowplay works great. I cannot recommend it enough. And then I have probably what took the longest was my audio setup. It's kind of a funny story there. I have a Kingston HyperX Cloud 2, which the microphone's good enough quality on that, but I wanted to get better quality, so I bought one of those blue microphones, the Yetis, on Prime Day, and it picked up everything, and I thought it was a bad microphone. I don't know anything about audio, and, well, I knew that some people did it. I knew it was obviously a good microphone, but I could not get it to work to only pick up background, to filter out the back. It didn't work. I could do things like a noise gate and noise suppression in OBS and make the quality work good, but I thought about the upcoming series with Sitting Here, and that, that would filter out a good recording voice, but it doesn't do anything for transmitting that voice over to his computer. So I returned it because I didn't know anything about that stuff. And then I realized, I was like, my USB microphone just isn't the greatest. And it is also nice to have a microphone that follows you when you turn your head, in case I ever want to get head tracking or track IR, or the Tobii IX, which I did have actually Tobii IX, so that's a long story. I'll go into that story afterwards, but right now we are talking about my microphone ordeal. So yeah, I returned that microphone, and I listened to the HyperX Cloud microphone a few times, and it's not the greatest quality. So I got I forget the brand, but it's one of the best microphones you can buy that attaches to your headset, but the cable runs separately to the computer through an audio jack. So it's actually pretty good quality. But the problem is I had the exact same problem as the Yeti. If you've ever used one of those microphones, it's like you actually understand how crappy a normal headset microphone is. Like, I had my Kingston next to my ear, and I thought it was great because I didn't have to do anything. It didn't pick up keyboard presses. It didn't pick up my fan blowing in the background. When I plugged any kind of a quality microphone in, even something like the one I have now or the Yeti, it picks up everything. Like, it picks up if your toenail touches the floor, it hears that. So basically, I figured out that the proper way to do it, if you want a good quality setup, you have like XLR input that plugs into a mixer, like a little thing on your desktop. But there's also virtual mixers that you can do it through software. It's not ideal, but for my quality of a microphone that I got, it actually works. So that's what I'm using right now. It's a mixer called Voice Meter Banana. And then there's a couple other plugins that help filter and act as a noise gate. So that's actually a really good setup that I have now. And if I would have figured that out before, part of the problem is I Googled, like, how do I fix this problem that I was having with the Yeti? And everybody was like, oh, it's just a really good microphone. It's going to pick up background noise. Nobody said anything about a mixer. It's like all the people on there were assuming that I knew something about audio recording. I had no idea what the heck a mixer was. I know how to operate a nuclear reactor, but I don't know what a mixer is. So, I think they just assumed, I guess that's common knowledge, that if you have that good of a microphone, you have to have some kind of mixer, either hardware or software at least, to filter out noise and act as a noise gate. But I didn't know that, so I returned the Yeti because I was like, this is stupid. I can't get it to work. I'm wasting too much time. And the microphone I have is still good. I think it'll be a market improvement based on the past, and if the voice quality is not quite up to par, I can still change my software a little bit there. So I think this will be good, though. This will be much better in the long run. And then eventually, maybe if I hit more than 25 viewers or subscribers, I I'd actually look at getting something like the Yeti and the stand, whatever, the scissor boom and the, what's that called? The little shock mount, that's what it is. But for now, I think this will be a pretty good setup. Alright, let's do both fields. No, one field, both fields. One field. I'm debating if I should TED that now, do it one field at a time, or should I do both these fields together? I guess what I'm scared about is, what time is it? Okay, so it's only 6. Get away. I don't use course play. I just left it enabled for this map. Well, I mean, I do occasionally use course play, but okay, let's do it. We'll do it all at once, and if no, I don't know. What should I do? Actually, let's turn you off. We're gonna have to bring Jackie home eventually, so let's do that now. If I had the bale trailer over here, I could grab some pig food along the way, but unfortunately, I don't. Okay, so now, since my side console, all the buttons are messed up. I had one button that turned on hazards and the flashers. And by flashers, I meant the beacon lights, but this tractor does not have a beacon light, so I think it should be pretty good if I just turn on the hazards. And if I remember correctly, it is 2. There we go, we got it. I do also think it is great because part of the problem with my Razor Blade setup, even when I played, I bought this, I don't even want to think about how expensive it is. Like, the monitor is $600 or $700. It's, it's one of the Republic of Gamer monitors by Asus. It's an IPS panel, which to get IPS and fast response time, it drives the price up a ton. But IPS quality is amazing, and I would never buy another monitor without IPS. Do not buy a monitor with TN technology. All the advice that PC Gamer gives is amazing, where invest in a really good monitor because it will last you 5, maybe 10 years. So I spent $600-700 on a 1440p, what is this, 27, 29, 30 something inch monitor, and I think it's something like 29 inches? I don't know the size. Anyway, it's 1440p, 140 hertz, and yeah, to get that refresh rate with IPS technology is what drives up the cost from what I understand. And of course it has G-Sync, so that drove up the cost even more. But all of that good quality of a monitor was wasted because my Razor Blade not only could not output anything more than 60 hertz based on its output, but it just could not push. I mean, 1440p is a lot of extra polygons, and it just could not handle it. So I was always forced to play with a little bit of reduced graphics quality settings, and it was not as fun. So I am very happy that I did this. Buy a good monitor. Buy a good monitor and you'll be happy. But don't back into your windrower, you'll be unhappy. Alright, should we stop and give the cows, let's do that. We'll stop and give the cows need water. Let's check animal settings. I can't remember anything for more than 2 minutes. I think it just went past some already once, didn't I? Okay, so the cows, so everything has plenty of water. The cows need some hay. Let's give them a little bit of hay, keep them going. Oh, that's right, I forgot. Let's just use the skid steer for that. I forgot I had the skid steer over here. Let's get out of here. So what do we want to do now then? We're gonna go get the... Whoa. Whoa, buddy. Where'd I put the fuel tank? Okay, so that's something we're gonna do. Actually, let's change my mind again, folks. We're going to run to the store. Actually, you know what? I did not update these with the more realistic mod. That is something that I don't think this trailer will be big enough to really affect the tractor that much, but that's something that I should do. Update this to the more realistic mod. And let's go get the front tanker, just so we have enough gas on the farm here. And I think that'll probably be the end of this episode. I'm not going to edit anything out of this episode because I'm kind of pressed for time and I want to get an episode out today. So in order to avoid some time compression, I am just going to do very minimal editing. I guess I was not lined up there. Okay, there we go. That works. We'll raise. And off we go to the store to get deeper in debt. And oh my goodness, I don't even want it. Yeah, so when we last looked, I think it cost between animal upkeep and running expenses for machinery and just general the farm. I think it's like something like negative 5,000 or 6,000 per day. Per day, guys. There's no way we make that much money per day. Something else I wanted to do is the Joskin Big Q transports. I wanted to convert one of those to carry milk. Because if it carries milk, then I can sell the one that's made to go on the back of a semi, and I think I'll be able to take more to the store than if I had just used that one, because that one we haven't tried it yet, but based on all of the problems we had in the past, we're gonna try 15,000 liters. I think maybe 20, not more than that. It's just too much weight and there's not enough on the tractor to allow it to apply friction to the ground. All right, we go back to the store and we left the gates open. Oh well, let's fill this up. All right. What do we got? Was this one already full? I thought this one was empty because we didn't have enough to fill up the tractor, I thought. I guess it was, they each carry 1,000, so it had to be partly full at least. Whoops. Maybe I should, you know what, while we're doing this chore, how about we just, oh, I wanted to fill the tractor up from the gas pump, not the trailer. All right, well, should be able to, where is it? Go. What the, okay. Refuel. I don't want to refuel. I want to load the trailer. I had the trailer selected. Why isn't it? Well, that's weird. Maybe I need to get out of the trigger area. I was able to fill it up the first time. There we go. I think maybe I just needed to have that thing in the trailer or in the trigger area only instead of the tractor. All right, and away we go. Whoa, that's some good weight. All right, here we are arriving back at the farm. Let's go up this way. We'll drop these off, and that should be all there is for this episode. Sorry it's just a little quickie here, but I wanted to make sure to get it out to you today, and with with more video footage to compress into an episode, that's just a lot more, editing and splicing together. It's also more time playing the game, but it's also more time editing, and I wanted to be able to try and get this out to you at a reasonable time today. So let's actually, should I put this? I don't like always having these out unprotected from the weather, but I also want them convenient enough that we can refuel if needed. So how about over here? This will be our refueling depot. We'll throw a tractor. Whoop. We'll lower you and unattach, and then we'll head backwards. Actually, I could probably, yeah. This little baby's short enough. I can just do that. But let's actually put this one closer to the door, so that way we can, well, no, you know what? We're a small farm. It's not like, I was thinking like, oh, to make sure we can get the combine in here, but, bigger equipment. Oh, I did not want to do that. Okay. This is a ridiculous amount of backing up for such a little small trailer. Oh no. I can't cut it because of the door. Well, in my defense, short trailers are actually harder to back up because they react quicker, for lack of a better phrase. The longer the trailer is, the actually easier it is to back up because it doesn't turn as sharp. So you get a lot more room to adjust in there. Let's go grab the tedder. I think we'll use Jackie to Ted. And where did I put the tedder? Am I going to do that entire field with hay bales? I think the answer is yes. I think we'll do all that field with hay bales, and then we will... Oh, you know what? Actually, that's dumb. I should really do this field with grass to fill up the silage pit since it's closer, and then field 32, bale that whole thing up. That's what I should do, actually. Let's do that. Let's do that, guys. So we'll throw the tedder over here. I was gonna just get the tedder ready. You stupid thing. This thing is not made for backing, is it? It just... How do you back this darn thing up? Oh, you know what? That's how I back it up. Man, I'm dumb. Instead of trying to make it like a trailer. Oh boy. Okay. Okay. We're good, guys. We're good. We'll go get the windrower. We'll use Jack with the windrower, and then we'll bring Fritz back and grab the loading wagon. That's what we'll do. That sounds like a good plan. Hopefully it should warm up. It's supposed to get almost 70 today. The ground has got to increase in temperature. Got to get that corn germinating. Actually, we should keep that folded until we get to the field. I was thinking like, oh, we're not going on a road. We can unfold that. All right, so now if I remember, okay, maybe I'll do a little bit more. Just let's maybe start this field. I do like driving Jackie. If I remember correctly, we do this one similar to how we mowed. So the first pass is actually going to be about one pass width away from the wall, if that makes sense. So we'll come back at the very end of the field and grab the rest of that, if you know what I mean. We'll rake that towards us, but it's kind of the same. It's kind of the same thought where, in case you run the rake into the wall, at least you have the rest of the field done. I think that's the right way to do it. That's the right way that we're going to do it. Yeah, probably a little bit too close there. Didn't need to wave, get that close. Kind of got a wave going back there. And doing the same thing again. Talking and driving. Not my cup of tea. Actually, I don't like tea. I'm not one of you British guys who don't drink tea. I saw a funny meme on YouTube. It talked about how we don't know what an egg cup is, or we don't. Apparently, you guys put your eggs in a cup or something. I don't understand that, but yeah, someone was like, yeah, how can you trust someone who doesn't have an egg cup? Who's going off on a rant. It was kind of funny. And then he talked also about tea and how we don't have tea time or tea in the house, or how can you trust someone who doesn't have a tea kettle? Yeah, I like coffee, not tea. I like iced tea actually, as long as it's not sweetened. But enough about that. Yeah, I think I underestimated the width of this windrower rake, and I could have came out a few more feet from where I was, but oh well. It's not the total end of the world. Just the actual end of the world. All right. So now we gotta flip it around. I should just disable that mod while I'm playing. Alright, it's kind of hard to mow this in a circle. The other windrowers are better for that. Yeah, that wagon should be able to pick that up. Let's actually... No. I was actually going to think about just doing a turn, and oh, that's ugly. Oh boy. We're kind of getting off the course there. That's a little better. I'm thinking that, is that enough room to turn around on? This is a really short field. Let's try doing this. Well, leave that for now. And let's just go back and forth a little bit. I think this will, well, if I don't miss any, this will work pretty well. It's hard to do these short fields. There's not a lot of room to work. I could make a little bit more room on the edge, but then what's the point of, you know, of having rows if they'd be really short? All right, let's get in there as far as we can. Let's make that curve just a little bit. Now we gotta flip a U-turn. I'm not really sure the most efficient way to do this small of a field, but whatever. Alright, and turn it back on, going back this way. This map is pretty beautiful. I have really missed doing this, so I'm glad I'm back in the saddle again. Taking care of our little farm. I wonder how many, you know, that'd be a fun little wager to make. I wonder how many run hours Jackie and Fritz will have by the time we are done with this farm. You guys can make your bets. You gotta make your bets by the end of this episode. Well, by the end of next episode, we'll say that. All right, so now I gotta turn around again. And I'll turn it on a little early because we'll just grab that from some of the other rows to straighten it out. So it doesn't matter. I think we'll just finish this field up with Jackie. There's not too much more to go, so I take it back. Hey, when have I ever changed my mind on anything, right? Never. I always do everything I say, and I never change my mind. And I never forget what I said. Actually, half the time, that's probably what happens. I forget what I say, and so it might look like I'm changing my mind, but it's really just because I don't remember what I said. I need to go back and watch my own videos for my own plan. You know, we're gonna change our plan again. Let's rake a couple rows in each time, because I think that the rows are small enough that stacking a couple of them together isn't gonna be the end of the world. I think I talked about it a little bit in the last video. You could probably do this in the game, you know, stack the whole field together on one side, but it's not realistic because there would be a limit to how much grass this rake could handle before it's at its actual capacity. You know, you'll be leaving some behind at some point because it won't be able to grab it all and push it all. So that's actually looking pretty healthy. Let's turn on there and try to tidy this up. And head back the other side, tidy that row up. And that should pretty much be it by the time I get done with those rows. Maybe one more, I think one more row in the middle there and we should be good. We'll rake the rest of that in the middle together. We might have to push the same row twice, but no problem. No problem, he says. Just gonna make the turn. And onward and upward. And downward now, actually. That's down? Yeah, we're going down. I think. Oh, I think it turned off a little bit too early. I forgot that there were end rows down there. Oh well. Alright, I think maybe one more pass and we should be done with this field, and then we'll go onward and do the same thing over in the other field for the next episode. And maybe the next episode will be a little longer. We'll hopefully be able to get to some baling finally. I really want to bale some hay. And I can't believe it's been this long and I haven't even made a bale yet. It's probably all my poor managing and lack of efficiency, etc., etc. Oh my goodness, no, stop. I'm ruining it. No, don't run into the fence. Alright. Here we go. Kind of got a little V shape going there. We'll fix this up here. V for victory. Alright, we're gonna... Oh boy. How are we gonna do that? Let's push that a little bit over to the left so I can try to gather that all together. There we go. Now, I think that this will do it. Right? Nope. Nope, one more. One more, then we'll be done. Okay. Let's do a wide turn over here and make it with that way. Oh, you didn't see that. That did not happen. Alright. And then just one more pass around the edge of the field, and I think we're done. Most definitely. Alright. Let's grab that stuff along the edge of the field. I do apologize if you hear keyboard presses. I tried my best to set that up to filter those out this episode. So hopefully you didn't hear those. Or if you did, they weren't too loud. I do have noise suppression and also noise gate. So that should help filter out some of those unwanted noises at that frequency. Alright. And up we go. I don't want to hit the rock. That might be worse than the fence. Yeah, I know it looks like I missed a bunch of grass there, but you know, it kind of goes up with a hill and it's really rough over there, so that's really as much as I felt safe getting without risking damaging something. So we will turn it off there, and let's fold it up. And we'll just go out and park over here along the path while we wait for Fritz to finish mowing the other field. Man, Fritz is just taking forever to do that. It's like he hasn't even started that other field. It'd be great if I had someone else to drive that tractor. Oh, the sad life of a solitary farmer. Has to do everything all by himself. Now let's actually hop in this field back up a little bit without hitting anything. We'll park on the other side of the path there. So Fritz will need to take that path on the way home. We'll park over here on the hill. We'll leave it in gear so it doesn't roll downhill in case the parking brake disengages. And there we go. We'll finish lowering. Oh, Fritz, you left your backup lights on. There we go. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to give us a thumb if you like, and subscribe if you haven't. And yeah, be sure to don't forget to make those wagers on the run hours for Fritz and Jackie. Fritz and Jackie. Oh, look, that's actually a cool screenshot. Fritz and Jackie, right there. Hey, boys. Boy and girl. Fritz and Jackie. Alright, I think that does it. Stop admiring my tractors. Okay, see you guys.